Hiya. In our role as business coaches, what we help business owners do is create a business and a life of no regrets. By helping them take control and become the best versions of themselves so that they can close the gap between where they are now in life and business and where they intuitively know they could be. And I often find that people feel that they can either have one but not the other. Business might be fantastic, and that's often at the expense of life at home. There's little time for them to partake in that area of life. The flip of that, of course, is that life at home is pretty great, plenty of time for family and friends, yet little time is invested in growing the business. And what I'd like to do in today's video is show you a way to balance this, and you'll need to know how and make this a personal choice if you really want to become a Time Lord. A former nurse by the name of Bronnie Ware worked in a hospice, so she spent a lot of time with people who were faced up to the fact that the end was sadly not far away. And through her discussions with these people, she wrote a book detailing the top 5 regrets of the dying. And regret number 2 was, I wish I hadn't worked so hard. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. And I wonder how many people who are watching this feel like you've just been poked with a stick. I know in my past this would have been not like a poke with a stick, but more like a wrecking ball hitting me. Because in the industry we worked in, we worked long hours. That was the belief I was given when I first signed up within the industry. To be successful, I needed to work really long hours, and I fell for it, hook, line and sinker. For long periods, 8-hour weeks were pretty much the norm back then. Now we were really good at what we did, and the rewards were great. But one day, after 20 odd years in the industry, yes, 20 odd years, sometimes I'm a bit slow on the uptake, don't. So one day I had this humongous wake-up call, or should I say, I was hit with a wrecking ball. One morning I was watching our daughter Sharon packing her stuff. She was getting ready for her first day at school. Nothing remarkable about that. What was remarkable was the fact this wasn't her first day at school as a pupil. This was her first day at school as a teacher. And in that moment in time, I had the sudden realisation that I'd missed her and our son Joe growing up. And I've since read somewhere that kids spell love T-I-M-E, and not as I thought, month-long holidays in Florida, trips to the Dora and Karen shop, or the latest games platform. It was a painful awakening for me. So how many of you have felt that one before? You might even be feeling it right now. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the work treadmill we miss time with our partner. Or as I did, we miss our children growing up. Or you miss out on the good times that you could be having with your wider family and friends. What you have to realise, as I did that fateful day, was that you, as I did, do it by choice. And there really is a simple yet powerful process that you can choose to implement. And it plays on the theory that nature abhors a vacuum. If you choose to work long hours, guess what? You will. And you'll fill them. But if you were to make a conscious choice, choose instead to do less hours, and then make a firm commitment to your family that the time you've now created will be spent with them, all you need to do is have and to commit to a shutdown routine. A sort of demarcation time line in the sand, so to speak, which says this is where workday ends and home life begins. So that you're not constantly working. Then look at your diary for the next day, choose the top 3 things you're committing to achieving and schedule them in. And that's it, you're done for the day. And now you transition from being deeply focused on work to being deeply focused on your family. It's a choice. Now when this was suggested to me all those years ago, I laughed at the idea. It would never work. But you know what? I was wrong, because it did. Don't you end up of having the regret of, I just wish I hadn't worked so hard. Instead, be courageous, make the choice, make new commitments to your family, put in place a shutdown routine, and watch what happens. It only works, so give it a go. You'll thank me later.